I've gathered up my scraps and I have about 600 charm squares here, and I am ready to make a quilt. Hey, Louise here. Wait till you see what we're making today. Does this look familiar? We've all got it. Precuts, still wrapped, tied up in a bundle, and sitting on a shelf. My excuse is I bought these on sale and I can't use them until I use my scraps. So then I went to my scrap pile and look, I use all my fat quarters and cut them into precuts, and I use a lot of charm squares, and these are left over from other projects. Do you know how many are in this bundle? This is 200 charm squares. Look at, they're beautiful. This is equal to 3.5 quilts. Excuse me, I wish 3.5 yards, but you can easily make a nice lap quilt out of that. But I want the twin-sized, and so I need another 100 or so, which is about this much. So 300 charms will give me a twin. Wait till you see the pattern I have to show you. It is a pattern that can be changed so dramatically just by your fabrics, and I'm going to show you how to do this. The first thing is we have to cut this down. 200 or 300 charms is just too much to deal with. It's overwhelming. So what we do is we break it down into smaller pieces. And right here, I have my 25 pieces each. Now, do you have any idea about what we can do with 25 pieces of charms and what we're going to lay out and how we're going to put it together? This is what I call charm square magic. And you take your 25 and you lay them out, and show you what. Let's just do this. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we just start laying it out, and we lay it out, and we lay it out. And then when we get a layout that we love, we sew them together into a 25 patch. It's 5 by 5. But what do you do now? Just sew all these together and just put block after block after block? That can get kind of boring, right? Oh no, I told you. This is magic with our charm squares. Wait till you see what comes next. After chain piecing your 25 patch block, you are going to press it. And you can see I have in each direction. That way we have nesting seams, and then the final seams that hold the rows together all go in one direction, and these squares look perfect because we nested all the seams. Now, the first thing we're going to do, because we don't have a pattern, we don't need to measure, we don't need to worry about any matching seams. I just am going to match my corners, and I'm going to actually, let me use my ruler. That'll give me a good crease. I just want to crease this here and here. You see where we're going? Oh, this makes it so quick and easy and as accurate as we need to be. So let me just make sure I've got this lined up, and I'm going to come here and I'm going to crease it. I just find this ruler gives me a tighter crease that I can see. All right, you ready? So this is 5 by 5 charms, and given the seam allowance in here, this measures 22.5 inches. And I'm going to cut it in half, but I'm not going to worry about measuring. I have a crease right here that shows me where the middle of my quilt is. And then now I'm going to cut it this direction, and I'm going to come back and cut it this direction. Just like that. Did you see how fast that was? And now we have 4 blocks for our quilt. When piecing my blocks, I was trying to be as random as possible. So I have a lot spread around, from big prints, little prints, busy prints, different colors, all that. But there's one thing that I worry about is ugly fabric. I only want to see so much of a piece of fabric that's ugly. And we are going to cut across this. And in order to get rid of ugly fabric, put it here in the middle, because these are going to get cut in half and this one's going to be in quarters. Now, I can take a quarter of this, but the whole piece, it might be just a bit too much. So what I'm going to do is, just like I showed you, we're going to come to the creases, cut in one direction, and come the other way here and here. But you see how easy this is to cut? There's no measuring. Oh my gosh. And did you see how this buggy eyes guy is less protruding? I don't see him quite as visibly. And so I can kind of hide him in the back there. You can take an easy step here and just flip it like this. And what does it remind you of? A disappearing 9 patch, right? And this would be perfect to do a table topper, or you could go ahead and do some fun corners on each side and put this on point. It'd be like a square in a square. It'd be gorgeous. So many opportunities for simple patterns. But we're not doing this. I'm going to show you what comes next. Each of my 25 patch blocks have been cut into quarters, and then I'm putting the same ones together in a pile. And because I have 4 different blocks, I'm going to intermix them together because this is going to further mix things up. Now, one thing that I do on each of them is this middle one here that's going to be cut into the smallest piece. This is going to be all over the quilt. So I like to make it the accent, and I'll take just bright, bold colors and put them here because they're going to mix out amongst all the other fabrics and just make it look very, very interesting. And you can do the same here. Like you could use low volume, you could use solids. There's a lot you can do, but I just went completely scrappy. And what I'm going to do then is put this here and here. And we have a disappearing 9 patch. And this is something that we see, we understand, and it works beautifully. But what's fun is, so I would take these 2 and these 2, and I would create a block out of these 4. So I would chain piece these, and then I'd sew across, and here's one that's all put together. And then once all these are done, the same is going to happen. Now, maybe I don't want this way. I could come back and turn this around because I don't always want the same blocks in the middle. I don't always want the same combinations. And let's see, I want this to go up here like that. And now I have, whoops, wrong way. There we go. Now I have different center corners, and these outer points that were in the middle before are now on the outer corners. So it's just going to create an overall better aesthetic looking quilt. And I like the idea of mixing it up that way. And you see how all these different fabrics come together beautifully. You can also make it a rectangle and have 3 across the top and 5 down. So there's a lot of options, but that's just 100 charm squares. And that's 1.5 yards of fabric. So that is an incredibly economical quilt. And the other thing that I like to do is mix these all up together. So when I finish making the rest of the blocks, because I think I figured out I need to make 12 of these large blocks, and that'll give me my twin size quilt. Now remember, I have a total of 100 charms in here, which is half of this bundle. And 100 charms is equal to about 1.5 yards of fabric. And that's quite a bit when you figure this is all scrap fabric. Now, with these, I can create a 4x4 patch. I can take 4 of these big blocks, and I can put 2 across and 2 down, which gives me 4 of these 11-inch. So it would be 44 inches square, plus or minus, depending seam allowances. But you could also do it 3x5 and get a 33 by 55-ish and get a nice rectangle. And those are great baby quilt sizes, or even a toddler if you do the rectangle. But I'm going bigger with 200 charms, and I am going to make a total of 12 of the 25 blocks. Then I'm going to cut them like this, and I'm going to stack all 12 in a pile, and I'm just going to randomly pull them all, put it together, and I'm going to make a quilt. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. But I'm going to show you today exactly how this goes together. And then we have some future quilting to do to take this to the next level. You know there's going to be more magic. And see how simple this is? These two together, and then I sewed one seam, and it's beautiful. No matching seams, we just match up the center. And when we put everything else together, you see how when this lines up on this side, that these pieces will offset and will not be matching. Oh my gosh, it just makes it so wonderful. Now, what do you do with this? As I said, you can use this just as it is as a table square. It would be really pretty. Put a nice, maybe a border or whatever, however you like to finish them. But what I think would be awesome is if you have some yardage, is to go ahead and take your yardage and cut it into some big triangles. And like this. And if you do this in each corner on each side of your square, then you are going to have a beautiful on-point quilt. And this would be a great baby quilt too. Just so many different options. Obviously, the color out here will dictate the primary theme or accent colors within your quilt. So you just choose that according to what you like or to whom you're giving it. And I love the way this comes together. And I hope you have had fun watching this and are inspired now to make a quilt with your scraps and to use those charm squares and to pile them up and see how many you can pull together. But then put it into small pieces, make it bigger, let it grow, and then you have a gorgeous quilt. I sure appreciate you being here with me today and sharing a bit of magic. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I look forward to being with you again. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.